Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to make a player movement. So let's get started. I'm going to use this sprite, so the links in description. Import sprite by drag and drop it into the project. Let's create a new folder for our sprites. Before start using these sprites, let's set some necessary parameters. For pixel art, we shouldn't use compression, and we have to set the filter mode to point. Then apply it. Select tileset sprite and change to sprite mode single. To separate this tileset, hit sprite editor and then slice. Select this sprite and then let's drag the line gradient to the right a little bit and this one to the left as well. This one will allow us to change size of the sprite only in this area. If you're done, hit apply. So now it's separated. Let's select sprite ground. Let's rename it ground. It's too small, so we have to decrease the size of the main camera to 1. Select ground sprite and go to draw mode and select tiled and change the width of sprite. Go to edit, snap settings, set to these values to 0.08. Press on Ctrl and drag it to the corner. Double it by Ctrl D. Let's add some backgrounds and let's sort this background. Drag it into the top of default. Set it to -10. Drag the middle ground sprite to hierarchy and change the sorting layer just the way we did in the background. Let's add some trees. Select this sprite and open sprite editor. Slice and apply. Let's create a new game object and select all of these sprites. Drag it to environment, game object to make things organized and clear. So let's import our player sprites, create new folder and drag and drop to the player folder. Select this sprite again and let's change parameters the same way we did in the first. And then let's create a player sprite, rename it player, and add the rigid body to it and collider. And collider to the grounds. And these as well. So hit play to see how it works. It's great. Let's create idle animation for the player. By select idle animation and drag it to hierarchy and add a new animation folder and let's rename this animation idle. Let's name this player controller and drag it into the player and hit play. Okay, to fix this we need to change the sorting layer to the player. Okay, now the game is fine. So now we need to make a movement to the player. Create new player controller script. Open the script. First we need the rigid body 2D reference and set component in the start method. Let's add the update method and let's add the input float horizontal and it's equals to input get axis horizontal. And let's apply this in the fixed update method to rigid body velocity equals new vector and x-axis equals to horizontal. And to change the speed of movement in Xpector, let's add the public float speed equals to 1 by default and multiply to horizontal, and in the y-axis equals rigid body velocity y-axis. Save the script and go to Unity and hit play to see this in action. To fix this we need to freeze the axis rotation. Hit play. Let's increase the speed to 1.5. Okay, it's great. And let's add new run animation. Delete this because we don't need it. Open player animator by double click on it and drag run animation to animator. Connect idle transition to run animation and add the new float speed parameters and then add it to conditions. So if this float speed is greater than 0.01, then it will play this animation, and add new line transition to idle and speed to conditions and select less here, and if its speed is less than 0.01 then idle animation will play. Go back to the script to control these speed parameters. First thing we need animator reference, and in start method animator equals get component animator and animator point set float speed equals to horizontal. We need to make this value always positive, so let's add the math apps. It's great. So now we need the player when he's moving to the left side will flip in his direction. So go to the script, let's add flip function, vector tree, the scale equals transform local scale, and if horizontal is bigger than 0 then the scale x-axis equals to 1, and if horizontal is less than 0 the scale x equals to -1. Let's set this to the player scale. Let's call this function in the update method. Save the script and hit play. Okay, the game it works great. So if you enjoyed, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.